Good morning, everyone. This is the complete walkthrough of the Woodland Retreat 9-hole Cup Master Division qualifying round. I have used free-to-play balls on all the holes, so you can use Kingslayers, Centurions, or Berserkers wherever necessary. Also, before you go live, I highly recommend considering at least one practice token to get a feel of the approach and then make any necessary tweaks. Following this walkthrough, a score of minus 16 or lower is possible. Keep in mind that I do not dial in the part 3s in the qualifying round, so some tweaks there might help you massively. And if you feel my setup is wrong, my shots are incorrect, then you do not have to follow anything I say and you may consider checking out somebody else. Also, pardon me for the sound of the smoke detector in the background. We got it resolved like twice, but it again went corrupt 2 days ago. So let's start with hole number 1 now. For the drive on hole number 1, I'm going to keep my quarterback at complete P3 max, keeping the white ring touching the rough, and then switch to my Apocalypse and Thorn bag. 7 top spin and 1.5 left spin. Adjustment will be max plus 10% P3, and then I'm going to apply circle break left curl. Look at our spins. Then we make adjustment, which is again max plus 10% P3, followed by circle break left curl. We are looking for a drive at somewhere around 358 to 367 yards. The drive has been pretty consistent. I have never rolled into the rough into the top, so don't worry about that. .359. The approach shot will be played using a thorn, using 3 left spin and 5 top spin with the ball line going just through the hole. First, we'll perform a pin check. For +3, we are going to use medium distance of our club, so +3 will be 50% slider. Here I'm using +5, which will be additional 0.2 decimals. So 3 left spin, 5 top spin, and then have the ball line just through the hole. Just like that. For +5, I'm using additional 0.2 rings here on the adjustment. Again, +3 is medium distance of our club, 50% slider. Then all you need to do is center the ball and hit perfect. And this one will nicely hit the pin dead center for an eagle on hole number 1. For hole number 2, start with our katana ball at complete P2 max, using 3.5 backspin and 3 right spin with the ball line going center to the hole. Just like that. Then switch to your Centurion or a Kingslayer ball. Adjustment will be max plus 15% P2 settings. And now notice my grid. You see some kind of a darkish red bush there on my right of the grid, just right. So anything left of the bush will be one click of right curl, and anything right of the bush will be just centering the ball. Here we are left of the bush, so I'm going to apply one click right curl. There you go. Just hit perfect. This will nicely clip the rough, and then we will roll down nicely, hitting the pin dead center for a hole in one. For hole number 3, I'm going to keep my bullseye by the rough fairway. You see right there at plus 31 yard mark, that is P5 max using my Berserker. Then I'm going to adjust max plus 10% P5, and then I'll be pushing up 11 rings. You will push up 11 rings in all the winds from 13.3 to 16.1. Then max top spin and 2 right spin and half a ball of right curl with max OP, trying to hit perfect. Our aim here is to roll at least 505 yards or somewhere between 500 plus. because if you do not roll higher, then you will likely have tree in the way, and then you will have to regardless just play for a safe eagle. On this drive, I will roll to around 505 yards if I'm not wrong. You can also get a very glitch roll about 525 yards, so note your drive distance. 505 yards in this case. So if you roll somewhere around 505 yards, we'll be performing a green fringe check where +7 shall play 34% slider, and then we will add or subtract a decimal place for every plus yardage. There you go, +7. Now on the video, I played 10% elevation P5 settings and missed like half a green square to the right. So I recommend changing 10% to 5% instead. And then you might see this one drop for the albatross. Again, this is a tough albatross, but even if you do not drop it, you will at least have a very safe eagle. And even if you end up low on the drive, somewhere around like 490 yards, you will still be able to get to the green for a very safe eagle. So why not try for the albatross, and if not, then take the safe eagle. So once again, I played 10% P5 at slider. I recommend playing 5% P5 at slider. So see, I missed by like half a green square to the right. So make that tweak and you might be in for an albatross on hole number 3. Hole number 4, playing just for a safe birdie here. Going to use 5.8 backspin and 2 left spin, and then have my bullseye centered between the bunker on the left and the rough on the right. See right there. Then I'm going to play medium distance plus 20% power 3 ball settings, and then just before circle drop overpower. Now what I think is that 6 backspin and 2.5 left spin might come closer and have a chance at the drop. Again, that's not tested. Like I said in the intro, I was playing this one for a safe birdie only. So if you want to use a cup like a token or two, you can use 6 backspin and 2.5 left spin and then try this approach. Again, medium distance plus 20% P3 settings, and then just before circle drop overpower. But regardless, here we are for a safe birdie. For hole number 5, here I'm going to play with a berserker ball and send it down the green, keeping the bullseye by the rough fairway line. So we have the ball guideline aiming directly towards the tree there, and tree in the front, and then apply 5 topspin and 2 right spin. Adjustment max plus 10% P5, and then for apocalypse level 7, I'll be pushing up 7.5 rings. Apocalypse level 8 shall push up 8 rings, and apocalypse level 6 I think should push up 6.9 rings. Apocalypse level 6 and 8 are not tested, but I'm just guessing the rings based on the accuracy. So 7.5 for apocalypse level 7, 5 top spin, 2 right spin, max plus 10% P5, and then check my grid and the curl I'm applying on the shot, along with max overpower on a somewhat slower needle. Try to hit perfect, and if you are lucky, you might even drop this one for a hole-in-one. Now if you end up near the fringe, then play EB School 20% P5. If you are a little away from the fringe, play EB School no spin at 30% P5 settings. Hole number 6, a little difficult to drop. Here I'm going to start off with my basic ball, and at complete P0 max extension, I will have my clear ring touching the rough on the right using apocalypse level 7, and then switch to my king slayer ball, apply 4 right spin and 4 top spin. Adjustment max plus 10% P3, and then max right curl, max OP on a slow needle, trying to hit perfect. Now you need to play this one with the king slayer only, as we need the side spin 4 on the approach shot using the grizzly. So you cannot play this one with a centurion, or you can, but however you will need to apply curl on the second shot. 398 yards. Now the approach shot shall be played using your grizzly level 8+, at landing position plus at a slider, and 45% P3 settings. +6 will be 100% slider, and anything above or low, you will be adding or subtracting a decimal place. 4 left spin and 1 top spin. Ball guideline 1 green square short of the pin. For plus 7, I'll be adding 0.1 to my adjustment here. And you will see that even with 45% elevation, we are going to miss this by 1 green square to the right. So the tweak I would recommend, like instead of adding elevation, maybe add 2 to 3 clicks of left curl instead, which will likely bring you more center towards the pin for the albatross. Like I said, a tough drop, but a safe eagle using this setup. For hole number 7, I'm going to start off with my rock at complete P2 max, keeping the blue ring touching the rough on right. After that, I'm going to switch to my Apocalypse and Thorn bag, full top spin and 2 bars of right side spin. Adjustment will be max plus 10% P2. Once you have adjusted, notice the amount of curl I'm applying using the grid. Just right there. Try to hit perfect. We are looking for a drive yard it's somewhere around 370 to 375 yards. .374. For the approach, I'm going to first perform a green fringe check with the pin in line. So plus 1 shall play 88% slider. Here we have plus 2. So about plus 2, I'm going to add 0.1 decimal to my adjustment. Elevation will be 20% P1 settings, and it is a no spin shot. Just keep your ball guideline going just to the hole. Make a straight pull, center the ball and hit perfect. If you are missing right, then it's heavy 1159. If you are missing left, then it is heavy 1201. But in this case, it comes nicely dead center for an eagle on hole number 7. Hole number 8, probably the toughest part 3 on this course. At complete P5 min, keeping the red ring touching the rough on left. I'm using 1.5 backspin and 0.5 right side spin. After that, you can either switch to a Centurion or a King Slayer ball. Adjustment will be minimum distance plus 5% P1 settings. Now what is going to happen here, I will catch a very weird glitch roll and hit the pin for a hole in one. However, I was trying this one for a safe birdie. But again, it's a practice. If I got that roll in the live gameplay, I would have been much happier, but whatever it is. You see, take nice bounces, and then after that bounce, we catch a glitch roll, hitting the pin dead center. But I have tested this shot with the same spin, and I was always on the green or on the fringe for a safe birdie. Final hole, hole 9 par 5. Here I'm going to start with my Apocalypse level 7 and a Centurion ball, keeping a tiny portion of the clearing over the rough on the left, at complete P3 max. Adjustment, max was 10% P3. And then I'll be using 0.5 top spin and 1.5 left spin. After that, without any overpower, just apply max left curl, try to fit perfect. Apocalypse level 8 has a little higher curls. I recommend reducing at least 2 to 3 clicks, because if you apply max left curl, you risk hitting the tree on the right. We are looking for a drive yard at somewhere around 350 yards, 352. For the approach shot, I'm going to play with my sniper using max top spin and max right spin, and we are going to play 5% P3 at landing position plus at a slider. Find a spot at the rough where the ball guard line just goes through to the hole, not through the hole. For +1, I'm going to play this one 79% slider and 5% P3 settings. Center and hit perfect, and this will nicely drop for an albatross. Hit the rough, nice camera angle, roll down into the cup for an alba. So consider a token or two on every hole before going live, and you might end up with a -16 or lower. Good luck on your qualifying rounds.